little angels, come on in, come in, come on in. I'm so happy to see you. I wanted to make a little different kind of video today. And I thought we'd start by looking at the tree and a candy. Hello, candy. And I wanted to show you this beautiful table that I've been looking at all morning. I'm so pleased. It turned out really well, I think. But before we get into why I'm making this video, I wanted to welcome in my new people. Hello, new people. How are you? I'm very happy to see you. And I hope that you enjoy this. Normally I am on camera, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different today. So please feel free to like, to share, to comment. I love the comments. I love interacting with all of you. And definitely please hit that subscribe button below. And all my returning people, I see you, all of you. Thank you so much. I am so grateful to you. My heart is so full every time I think of you guys. Okay, so how this video came about. This past weekend, I went to a jingle mingle at a local church. Not our church, but I like to support them. And it was wonderful. There were vendors and there were baked goods and choirs singing and games and mingling, and they had St. Nicholas there. And one of the things I loved is they actually had a table set up that was collecting money to buy sleeping bags for the homeless, which I thought was incredible because you don't normally see something like that at a Christmas bazaar or festival or jingle mingle. But it really warmed my heart, and it touched me that people still remember their fellow person. But as we were leaving, my very, very good friend, Kathy, handed me a brochure, booklet, not brochure, booklet. And I wanted to share it with you guys. Christmas is such a part of who I am. The meaning behind it is so important. And I wanted to share that with you. And you don't have to celebrate Christmas to find this part interesting, what I'm about to show you, because I just think any knowledge is interesting. But this is the booklet, The Meaning of Christmas Decorations. And I love this picture. I love the color. I wish I could do like a colored theme, but my stuff is all sentimental, so I can't do it. But I thought we would go through it page by page. So the first page, I'm just going to focus on the picture for you while I read it, okay? We all know about Christmas decorations. Year after year, we pull out the boxes, put up the decorations, then we take them all down and pack them away for next year. It's a lot of work. If you're going to go through all that effort every year, it's going to be a lot more meaningful if you understand the history and the symbolism behind the decorations. Let's explore them today. That's so pretty, isn't it? Okay, the first one is nativity scenes. Now, you guys know I love my nativity scenes, okay? These are the ones my grandmother made. So the very first nativity scene was presented by St. Francis of Assisi, who happens to be my patron saint, at a midnight mass in the year 1223 in the little town of Greccio, Italy. They used live animals and local people who took on all the roles of the people in the gospel event. It was a very creative way to meditate on the mystery of Christmas. That is such a beautiful picture. And you can have any kind of nativity scene you want, okay? I had a lot of people ask me when I showed mine, why is your baby Jesus out? He's not supposed to come out till Christmas Day. Why are your wise men out? They're not supposed to come till the Epiphany. I like sets, okay? I like things to be in complete sets, so I put everything out. But it's all up to you, okay? The next one is candles. Okay, we're ASMR people. We all love our candles, don't we? So I'm going to focus on that candle while I read this. And candles symbolize the fact that Christ is the light of the world. He dispels the darkness of sin. And in this, I love these candles. Would I ever love to have that set? The way it goes up in height, graduated, and the white and red. I love that. Now, candles in the window. So, let me just focus on this, okay? Okay, candles in the window have a specific history in Ireland. During the penal times, when the English government ruled Ireland, they took over Catholic churches. They tore down the Catholic monasteries and they made it illegal to celebrate Mass. I'm just going to focus on this candle. Catholic priests were expelled from the country and were subject to instant execution if they were found. Priests traveled in secret and celebrated the Mass at homes in the nighttime. At Christmas time, Irish Catholic families would leave their doors unlocked and put a candle in the window. That would signal the priest that he could come, he could stay with them and pray with them. The English soldiers would ask about the candles, and the Irish people would always say, they are to let Mary and Joseph know that they can come to stay here at our house. And the soldiers would say, you silly Catholics. I have to say, I really love this idea, and that candle is going in my window very shortly. I didn't know that part of it. I really didn't. So as you sit and look at the Christmas decorations, ponder the meaning and the history of all those beautiful Christian customs. They remind us of Jesus Christ, the eternal Son of God, who humbled himself to be born to a poor human being like us and to live amongst us in order to show us that God is really like, by pouring out his life for us as a sacrifice of love. Okay. The colors, red and green. These are cool. Okay, so red symbolizes the blood of Christ offered in sacrifice for our lives, our sins. Green is the color of life. Evergreens in the middle of winter give us hope that new life will come, even after the cold of winter. To a world that was dead to sin, Jesus Christ brings new life. I find that very interesting, and why we have Christmas trees, even if they're itty-bitty ones like I have. Okay. Now they did put in some pages for children. I'm just going to skip those. Christmas word searches and whatnot. Okay, so the custom of Christmas trees, let's do this, comes from Germany. Saint Boniface was a Catholic archbishop in Germany in the 8th century. He helped to replace pagan practices with Christian faith. There was a huge oak tree at Geismar that was considered sacred by the pagans. It was dedicated to the god Thor. In the year 723 AD, Boniface, I think that's how you say it, challenged that pagan practice. In the presence of hostile tribesmen, he cut down the oak tree and pointed to a little fir tree growing next to it and said, "This humble tree's wood is used to build your homes. Let Christ be the center of your households. Its leaves remain evergreen in the darkest days. Let Christ be your constant light. Its branches reach out to embrace, and its top points to heaven. Let Christ be your comfort and your guide. So when you see a Christmas tree, let its evergreen foliage remind you that the love of God never dies, and let its shape remind you that heaven is our ultimate goal." I find that so interesting. I find the history behind anything interesting. I really do. So, wreath, the circle. Okay, the circle symbolizes the eternal nature of God. You trace this line of a circle and it never ends. Jesus Christ is the eternal Son of God, without beginning and without end. Okay, ornaments on the tree. December 24th used to be observed on the church's calendar as the Feast of Adam and Eve. In the Middle Ages, there were religious plays called mystery plays. They told the story of creation and Adam and Eve. A prop for those plays was a tree of paradise, fir trees with apples on it. These evolved into our tree ornaments. And that also explains why I find a lot of apples in Christmas decorations. Interesting. Okay, the star I think we all know, but I'll read it anyways. That's a beautiful picture. Okay. It reminds us that the star that guided the wise men to where Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Now this one is really interesting. I think that you guys will find it interesting. Candy canes actually have a symbolic meaning. Their shape is that of a shepherd's staff to guide the sheep. This reminds us of the shepherds who were the first witnesses to the birth of Christ. Also, Christ is known as the Good Shepherd. The prophet Micah says, "He shall stand firm and shepherd his flock." Now, the colors of the candy cane are white and red normally. The white symbolizes the virgin birth and the purity of Christ. The red symbolizes the blood of Christ, offered in sacrifice for our sins. The stripes remind us of the marks from the scourging in this passion, like it says in Isaiah 53, and the first letter of Paul too. By his stripes we were healed. Poinsettias are my favorite. You guys know I love this story. Okay, so let's see. I wish I had some poinsettias, but I don't right now. But I can do that. They are native to Mexico and Central America, and they bloom in the short days of winter. The shape of the bloom is that like a star of Bethlehem. The colors are the traditional Christmas red and green. Flores de Noche Buenos. I'm so sorry for my pronunciation. Laura, please don't smack me. Flowers of the Holy Night. In the Mexican Christmas tradition, a young girl wished to bring presents to baby Jesus but had no money. The girl Pepita could only pick weeds along the road as she went to visit the Christ child. But as she neared the altar in the church to present her Christmas gift, the simple weeds suddenly transformed into the vibrant, beautiful Flores de Noche Buena. Okay, that's lovely. And Christmas holly. Prickly pointed leaves are a reminder of Jesus' crown of thorns. The red berries are a reminder of the drops of blood he shed in sacrifice for the sins of humanity. I had no idea. That is very interesting. Okay. By understanding the meaning of these Christian symbols, you can share them with others and draw hearts and minds to Christ. I just think this was the best book ever. Wishing you a blessed and Merry Christmas, St. Andre Bessette. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I know it's not my normal, but I really thought it was interesting, and I really just wanted to share something with you. And whether you agree or not, whether you celebrate or not, please know that the only reason I did this was because I wanted to share a part of myself with you. Because, as always, I love you. I value you, I honor you, and I am so very, very glad that you were born.